Hello, I'm PlotPoint, and this is another episode of PlotPoints Crazy Theories, as some people may call them. I don't know, maybe not, maybe some. Either way, it's something fun to waste your spare time on, because you need to waste it. Who wants to do all those important things you need to do, like work, homework, carving your name into a piece of wood, stopping those badgers from eating your leg, whatever. So, now, this episode was Hurricane Fluttershy, which, let's be honest, there's not much to do here. So, the only thing I can possibly, you know, speculate on for this episode is the whole wing power thing here. Now, what would I imagine the measurements for wing power are? Well, since you need 800 wing power, which means back in the day you needed 800 ponies who produced one wing power, as would be obvious to me. So, one wing power accumulates to the average flight strength of a pony around the 1930s in Equestria, or something around those times, as shown by that movie. Or 1940s. I'm not quite familiar with the film type. So, let's see. One wing power and you need 800 to empty out a reservoir. So, I'm just gonna say that a reservoir would have about, say, 800 gallons. Maybe, which means one wing power has the ability to lift up about 1 gallon of water. So together you need 800 to lift up 800 gallons of water into the gigantic cloud-making machine. I've got no idea how a cloud-making machine is, and I don't even want to speculate on it. That's way too weird, as clouds not just evaporating and forming. How they would be made is beyond me, I imagine with cotton or sheep's wool. But anyways, so now all that's left is to measure the average wind created by a pony and put it on a scale. Now, as we've seen from the episode, the scale goes to at least 16, 17. By Rainbow Dash's speed alone, I'd say it goes up to 20. But better skills will probably be made. There is, of course, the 1000 one. And surprisingly, it's a very accurate instrument. Or perhaps Twilight's just really good at measuring, because she can tell it's at 95 when there's only 100 marks on that machine. And it's not really that big of a scale. I don't think it's big enough for accurate measurements like that to be made, but there might be really tiny writing on it that we can't see because we were kind of far away from it. And also, there seem to be some unnecessary knobs and such on it. I mean, what did those knobs even do? I suppose they're for calibration, but I think that could be done with much smaller knobs. Or maybe they're for tightening it up to compensate for wind or something? No idea. That's pretty much all this episode's left me with. I suppose I could explain to you how the eyeball thing works. Now, you of course have obviously heard that myth. If you throw an egg up, you can see it go through a brick wall in a storm. Well, the same thing applies here, only instead of eggs, it's eyeballs. And instead of brick walls, it's trees. Now the real hard part here is Rainbow Dash putting the eyes back in her sockets. But I assume since ponies are basically made of industrial grade super rubber made for tires, they just snapped back in their natural elasticity. Yeah. So that's about it for this episode. That's all I can talk about. Nothing that fairly interested me. If something I said interested you, if you want to do the calculations. Um, Another thing you might want to look at the design of the reservoir. It's very interesting. It's got that little brick arch and the little pipe. I'm wondering where the water is coming from, because we never really see a main source of water for Ponyville. We see some fountains, but is it fed by an underground spring? But, yeah, nothing quite of interest to me this episode. Yes, as my compatriot says, it is time for my weekly episode, my Scootaloo Fears. Now, next episode is Ponyville Confidential, where the Cutie Mark Crusaders, which includes Scootaloo, which makes this really possible one, man. I can't wait. I hope some Scootaloo. Come on, Scootaloo. But anyways, okay, so they're going to start this whole column, which is about everybody, and it's going to get out of hand, as all columns do, about people. They're going to start printing some stuff that hurts people's feelings, and they're going to be all like, ooh, ooh, ooh. And then the Cutie Mark Crusaders are going to be like, no! Well, that's what it would look like to the untrained eye. Obviously, we've learned better than to expect DHX to do such simple things. Though it would be quite a surprise if they did just do the simple plot. It'd be hilarious, in fact. But anyways. Oh, no. Hear me out. Okay? We all know Scootaloo is like the best master of disguise / stealthiest person known to man. I mean, she just dresses up like a courier and Granny Smith instantly believes her. I mean, she'll just have little mustache on her and go about asking questions to people. Or something. Just be like, could you tell me about this? So, it's Scootaloo, ace reporter. And she uses Spike's old Ghost Rider hat. Scootaloo, ace reporter. Chick chick. I just love the idea of cameras with hooves. I mean, you have to put your entire hooves on the gigantic button, and what's holding it up? What's holding it up? Cameras with hooves. So much fun. And also, we're going to learn about the pony printing press, which is a very important thing. Printing presses are benchmarks in societies. Why? Because then you can easily spread information about. Then you start to want to spread information faster and faster. And eventually you get internet. Hooray! Internet. And perhaps something faster than the internet one day. But anyways, pony printing presses, I must see them. And also, I am hoping like heck, if they're having an episode with newspapers, I'm hoping we're getting a J. Jonah reference. I want pictures! Pictures of Rainbow Dash! That would be great. I'm just so happy at the idea. Anyways, so yeah, Scootaloo, ace reporter, and she reports back to Apple Bloom and to Sweetie Belle. Sweetie Belle obviously is the editor because she's a dictionary, and Apple Bloom is obviously the writer because she's a thesaurus and she knows all the words. That makes sense with such things. And writes all purty-like. She writes in fancy. But anyways, that's my ideas. My crazy ideas, theories, plots, whatever. I hope they come true. Yes, yes, yes. My beautiful creation. Anyways, bye.